Light. It's the natural agent that stimulates sight and makes things visible, according to the Oxford Dictionary. As a landscape photographer, or any photographer for that matter, we obsess over light. The presence or absence of light can be the difference between a good photograph and a great photograph. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate the powerful role that light plays in landscape photography. My girlfriend Kylie and I are headed to the beautiful country of Switzerland. Yep, that's right, two little island kids pretending to be all grown up and traveling across the world to a foreign country, spending thousands of dollars in the process. We did this all to rightfully celebrate Kylie graduating from nurse practitioner school. So Kylie, where was my expensive vacation when we graduated nursing school?
Maybe when you get your doctorate, we can go on one. You can take us on one. With your money.
What about your money?
Your money.
Anyways, after 21 hours of airplane travel and 4 hours of train rides, we were finally ready to begin our first adventure near this alpine lake beneath the iconic Matterhorn. Now, I picked our hotel accommodation specifically because of its close proximity to the lake, but unfortunately I could only book one night here. That meant that I only had two chances to get the shot here, one sunset and one sunrise the following morning. No pressure at all, and it's not like I spent almost $500 for one night at this place or anything like that. So after checking into our overpriced hotel, we headed out on a scouting mission that may have quickly turned into a painful climb up this hill. So my dumbass thought it was going to be a short 10-minute walk to this alpine lake with a beautiful view of the Matterhorn in the background.
20 minutes.
Yeah, go, 20 minutes. She's hating me for this. What we should have done was take the train up to the station a little bit higher, and then we could have gotten to the lake in 10 minutes. After a quick check of the sun's location on PhotoPills, I knew this would be a great spot for both sunset later and sunrise the following morning. With our scouting done, we headed back down the hill, but couldn't help but stop at this incredible viewpoint. Check out this view behind me though. Look at all these mountains. Beautiful landscape. So I took a couple of time lapses of just kind of like this general wide view. But anyways, the first video that I wanted to make here in Switzerland was to discuss the power of lighting in landscape photography. And pretty much when you ask any landscape photographer, they can tell you landscape photography is all about the light. That's kind of the only thing that we care about. We pretty much base our scenes where we're going to shoot and at what time based off of what the light is going to look like. And this light, we just happened to kind of stumble on it, but it's kind of like this high midday afternoon light. Well, the lighting is kind of harsh. But it actually works quite well because it creates a lot of interesting shadows with the clouds on the landscape on these Alps. So it actually works for our favor here. Usually, midday lighting is typically a no-go for us landscape photographers, but for this scene in particular, I think it works quite well. But I definitely wanted to do this hike, or at least get here to scout a little bit beforehand and just kind of determine where the light is going to hit at that lake for this Matterhorn shot here. Now, I was thinking about doing Milky Way, but we've got this big hill that kind of gets in the way, so I think the Milky Way is a no-go. But we're definitely going to come back for sunset. We're going to kind of show you guys why one particular shot at sunset won't necessarily work for sunrise, and just kind of explain a little bit why lighting is so important in landscape photography. So yeah, just gonna let these time lapses finish up, and we'll see you guys later on after dinner for sunset. After a quick nap and some fancy dinner, which wasn't all that great for a fancy restaurant and an overpriced hotel, we headed back up to the lake for sunset. But this time we got a little bit smarter. We decided to take the train up to the stop right above the lake. and that way we would only have to walk down to the lake. But we would still have to walk back to our hotel after sunset. But at least that saved us one more climb up this dreaded hill. All right, guys, so we're back out here for sunset. Same lake. Caught the bus this time. Make sure that we don't kill ourselves too much. But actually, we got some clouds clearing off the top of the Matterhorn. So maybe we'll be able to get some nice clean shots of the mountain reflected in the lake. But I'm thinking this sunset shot probably isn't going to be the best, and I'll explain why when we get there. Let me go set up a shot and see what we're working with. All right, so here's my composition setup for this evening. Now, unfortunately, the clouds did roll in to cover up our mountain peak. Hopefully we can get them to clear a little bit, but I think I'm just gonna start a quick time lapse here just to see if we can get something good for this sunset, at least until the sun goes behind this mountain peak here. And let me try to explain why I don't think that we're gonna get the best shot possible here for tonight's sunset. I'm definitely gonna try and get a shot, but I don't think that it's going to be the best shot of this particular subject in this particular location. All right, so as a landscape photographer, our goal is always to try and capture our subjects, our mountain peaks, or whatever our subject is, the best way possible, and to showcase it in the best light as possible. And unfortunately, I don't think tonight's sunset is going to provide us with the best light possible to shoot this scene in. We've got the sun setting just off to the right of the Matterhorn behind us, and that's creating a lot of harsh shadows. The light is coming in from the side, so it's not actually highlighting the main parts of the Matterhorn that we like the most. To me personally, it's the jagged mountain peaks that are all snow covered, and if we can't really see that snow, I don't know how powerful that shot is going to be. Now, as a landscape photographer, that's always what we're trying to do. We're trying to get our subjects out here in Mother Nature and capture them at the best possible time with the best possible light. And while this shot might be nice if these clouds clear, I don't think it's going to be the best possible shot. Goes the sun. All right, so now that our sun has set behind this mountain, you can see that we're starting to lose a little bit of light, especially down here in this area of the mountain. Now we might get some color change here, just as kind of like that side light illuminates the mountain. And as long as the clouds stay relatively clear like this, I think I'll leave this time lapse going, just in case for some odd reason that sunrise tomorrow has some clouds. Definitely still want to try to see if I can get the best shot possible with the time that I have of this beautiful mountain. But yeah, as you can kind of tell, the scene it's nice. It's not terrible, but is it the best shot that we can get here? No, by no means is it the best shot that we can get here. The light is coming in from the side. It's only kind of illuminating the mountain as a whole. It's not really highlighting the key features that we like about the mountain. So even though it's nice, it's not the best that we can do. But we'll try this shot again tomorrow for sunrise and see if we can do better. So after less than a restful night of sleep, we were back out on the trails early the next morning, and boy, were we in for a treat. All right, guys, well, I thought it was a great idea to wake our ass up at sunrise, try and hike to the lake again. And I think that was the right decision, because this is looking towards where the sun is rising. Pretty clear, The only thing that's blocking the sun is the mountains. But even more importantly, if we look towards the Matterhorn here, let me kind of show you guys what we're working with. Oh, look at that, guys. Oh my God. That looks beautiful. Just one final push above this hill, and it's pretty much flat from here on out. But man, we're already starting to get a little bit of blush of color on that mountain top. So sunrise isn't until another 15 minutes or so, but I feel like because that mountain peak is so high, it might start to catch color a little bit before that. So hopefully we can get there soon. Almost there, but look at that view. Already starting to get a little bit of color on the mountain peak. Just gotta hike a little bit further. But man, with clear skies like this, I wish that weather was good for Milky Way. But I think next time we come back to Switzerland, I think we're gonna camp because, you know, the trolleys to get up here and all that just don't make it feasible to, you know, be going up and down. I'd rather just catch the trolley one time to the campsite, shoot one sunset, shoot one Milky Way, and shoot one sunrise, and then call it a day. And then just rest for the rest of this trip. Because yeah, these hikes here at altitude are no joke, absolutely no joke. But at least the sunrise is looking promising. Okay, here we are. Just gotta get to the other side of the lake on that side. Get set up and we'll be good to go. Look at this reflection. Check out this pristine shot. Very simple, just reflection. I could use some of these plants for foreground, but I think that's just gonna make the shot distracting. But wow, that is perfection right there. So this is my current wallpaper, Mount Hood. But I think once we get the alpenglow, I think this shot might be able to beat it. It's a more jagged peak, but the shot is nice. But its lifespan was not that long thanks to this scene right here. Now, I mentioned yesterday that this shot was probably going to be a whole lot better today at sunrise, and that's because the light is coming from behind us and the light is going to shine directly onto our mountain peak. And aside from the fact that we have very little clouds in the shot, our light is just going to complement the features of our mountain, which is our jagged peaks and the snow-covered mountain peaks as well. So yeah, lighting is everything in landscape photography, and it can really make a difference on what type of shot that you get. But yeah, whenever you're going out to shoot a particular location, you always have to be asking yourself what type of lighting is going to work best to highlight the features that you like most about your particular subject. This is why dating a photographer is the best, because look at this shot. It's so terrible. All right, the light is up. Let's go take our actual professional iPhone shots. think I gotta admit, this sunrise mission was probably a sweeping success. Couldn't have asked for better conditions. But yeah, like I mentioned earlier, you always have to ask yourself when you're out here shooting your landscapes, what type of light is going to work best to show off our subject. And in this case, this beautiful sunrise light did the trick. But hopefully on our way back down, we should be able to get a couple of more shots with the rest of the Alps, maybe do a panel or two of this beautiful scene here that we have. But this is pretty much like the one and only thing that I really planned for photography in Switzerland. The rest was pretty much planned by Kylie. But I'm going to try and make as much travel content as possible and try to do a little bit of photography education along the way. But yeah, we'll see what we can get on the way back down to the hotel. Oh man, this, my friends, might be a postcard-worthy view. All right, quick panorama tutorial here. The first step is to make sure the tripod is level, and right here on my panoramic head, we've made sure that all of our legs are nice and level. Means that when we pan back and forth, we don't get any weird motion. We don't have the panel kind of arcing off to this side like this or like this. So basically, that's why we got to make sure that we're nice and level here. We'll lock that down. Next step, what we're going to do is basically our panel is going to start off from the Matterhorn here on our left and then pan all the way across this way to where that valley stay. We're going to get all that atmosphere within that valley. But to start things off, we're going to make sure that we get a shot of our Matterhorn just off to the right side of our frame. I'm going to trust the autofocus here, the Alpha 1. Have it focus. Next thing, lock the camera into manual focus. That way the camera won't refocus between each shot. That way we get our entire scene nice and sharp. 1/80th of a second, f11, ISO 100. Very easy. So we'll lock this camera down. 2-second timer. And basically pan over just a little bit. Usually a safe spot is 50% of the frame, but basically we're just gonna pan over 50% each time until we're all the way across our scene here, and then hopefully we'll be able to get a good shot. A nice solid panorama. Well, I think that's gonna about do it for us here. Might take a couple of more shots at the Matterhorn if we end up doing like a quick date mission or something, but I don't think I'm gonna be filming too much of a vlog with it. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful couple of days up here by the Matterhorn. Definitely always remember to make sure that you ask yourself the question, what light is gonna work best for my subject? And this morning sunrise definitely worked best for this subject. Stay tuned for more travel adventures from Switzerland. But yeah, if you like this travel vacation, a little bit of photography education, make sure you hit that like button, comment below, and subscribe if you aren't ready. I will see you guys on the next Swiss adventure. Look at these mountains behind me, so unreal. Peace out, guys. In next week's video, we'll discuss more about how light shapes our landscape photography, but not in the more traditional sense of shooting during golden hour. I'm talking about shooting scenes midday. Make sure you stay tuned for next week's video where we shoot the iconic town of Lauterbrunnen, where waterfalls pour directly into the town. I know, something literally straight out of a fairy tale novel.